What could you possibly have to offer me?
What do you want?
I have what I want.
After interrupting the comedy in episode 4 for an entirely sword-focused chapter, it was easy to expect WandaVision to return to its previously scheduled sitcom homage broadcast for episode 5, in an effort to rebuild tension. Instead, writers Peter Cameron and Mackenzie Dorr tear up the show's established rulebook and redefine the show's boundaries between family sitcom and MCU drama. And with this change, it feels like WandaVision has almost achieved the ideal balance between its many elements. Episode 5 sees the Sword storyline coexist simultaneously with Wanda's sitcom reality, allowing the storyline to continually switch between both perspectives and visual styles. Within the Hex, a 1980s setting is the stage for a big hair, big family episode of WandaVision, in which we follow the staple sitcom plotline of kids learning the ups and downs of life via a new puppy. It's a setup that further emphasises Wanda's desperation for an idyllic life, although the portrayal of Tommy and Billy as practically blank stereotype children does sadly make them more of a plot point than characters worth investing in. On the other side of the anomaly, Monica, Darcy and Jimmy continue the race to decipher exactly what's going on. Their efforts butt up against Sword's increasingly aggressive acting director, Tyler Hayward, whose insistence on branding Wanda a terrorist calls on the MCU's established mistrust of government agencies, as seen in Captain America the Winter Soldier and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. However, the revelations that Wanda has thousands of people trapped in Westview, all in the aid of creating a reality for her corpse husband who she stole from Sword, does maintain a level of uncertainty around who is in the wrong. Wanda is portrayed as increasingly unsympathetic though. She effectively gaslights Vision throughout the episode, constantly dismissing any concerns he has. And as Vision comes closer to the truth, Wanda becomes increasingly agitated.
All of this is for us, so let me handle it.
What is outside of Westview?
It casts her as a controlling, abusive spouse, but the suggestion of Wanda having resurrected Vision through grief makes the situation muddy and difficult to decipher. WandaVision has chosen to paint its story in shades of grey that the MCU rarely opts for, making for something particularly poignant here. Importantly, this fracture of the sitcom means the lines between the show's two halves are now completely blurred. While the retro visuals do create a sense of in and out of Westview, the events going on inside are as dramatic as those being handled by Sword. Previously, the sitcom episodes have been characterised by an uneasy sense of dread building beneath the bright twee comedy surface. Here though, we see that darkness come closer and closer to the surface as Vision begins to pull at the threads and see the world for what it is. This ensures that the story feels less like it's on pause during the sitcom segments, albeit at the cost of the pure homage that made the first 3 episodes unique. Vision's gradual understanding of the situation also makes for some of WandaVision's strongest sequences so far. Starting early with his interrupting of Agnes' script, we get a moment of uneasy comedy akin to a stage play going awry before an audience. Later, this builds into something significantly more traumatic as Vision learns of Wanda's control over Norm. And finally, in the show's first true comic book panel-made live-action scene, his levitating standoff with Wanda is a rather literal signifier that the situation has elevated. The cumulative effect of these moments means we are seeing a form of Vision closer to the ethereal version we know from the movies gradually phase into the show. This marks quite a transition stage for the story as a whole. A gradual build towards the characters we know from the Avengers films is what we'd expect from WandaVision, especially as the mystery unfolds and the facade shatters. What few were expecting, however, was the return of Quicksilver in quite the format that Marvel has opted for. Breadcrumbs for Pietro Maximoff's return had been laid in previous episodes, but seeing X-Men's Evan Peters in the doorway instead of the MCU's own Aaron Taylor Johnson makes for quite the exciting surprise.
Long lost bro, get to squeeze his stinking sister to death or what?
She recast Pietro?
Quicksilver's appearance poses so many questions and promises a whole new mystery to solve in the coming weeks. Is this a further look at the multiverse coming as part of Doctor Strange 2 and, according to rumour, Spider-Man 3? Or will the X-Men universe be folded into the MCU Ultimate style? Whether Quicksilver's role in the story is a long-term deal or just a cameo is unclear, but what is obvious is that Marvel is embracing Disney's acquisition of the X-Men characters and the audience's love for them. The moment is used for one of the episode's rare jokes too. Darcy saying that Wanda has recast her brother is a fun, self-aware nod to both the change in actor and the show's own TV logic. Sadly, jokes like this are rare through the episode, despite so much of it being set within the sitcom. In fact, I'd say the homage itself is a bust beyond the ever-perfect theme tune and obvious wardrobe choices. While the new balance between real and fake is what the show needs to carry it into its new storylines, future episodes ideally need to deliver stronger jokes during the sitcom portions to help maintain that dark-light balance, at least until the entire facade shatters. Reaching the midpoint of the season, WandaVision has struck an almost ideal balance between its many ideas. It's a tough episode when it comes to comedy, but its satisfying plot development and escalating sense of urgency makes for a truly engaging watch. The decision to keep the Sword storyline running alongside Wanda and Vision's helps further explore new facets of the MCU, as well as continue to enhance Monica Rambeau's importance in the story. And with an absolute zinger of a final reveal, Episode 5 promises the ride will continue to be wild. For more WandaVision, why not check out this episode of Cannon Fodder, where we ponder the question of if Vision is even still alive.